Hi, in this video I would like to talk about regrets. Okay? I feel growing up, if you'd have asked me that question then, I'd have said no. I have none, and that's it. That's the way I want it to stay. And there was a reason for that. It is because I did not want to look at myself and think of all the mistakes I actually made, all the times that I'd let other people down, or the things that I've done to myself. I'd try and push it at the back of my head and move forward and keep positive. But what I have found is, although that's a good attitude to have, to keep positive and to keep thinking each day is a different day and you can do better, but I think at the end of it is you need to have some regrets in your life, that if you were to do your life again, what would you do differently? And for me, I'd say the most biggest one is when I was 15, when I was smoking out my bedroom window. I wished I'd called for help. I wish I did not try to hide in the window to escape being caught by mum or dad. And at that time, I think I remember being on the window ledge thinking I need to formulate a plan. And the plan went horribly wrong. I think I decided to try to shimmy down the drain pipe. It didn't work. I twisted and I fell and I hurt myself, and which is leading up to my biggest regret, because when I was younger I was a gymnast and I'd be able to bend my body into all sorts of things, all different shapes and that. And it was about a couple of years ago, I think my cousins were over for Christmas, and they were doing things on the carpet, and I'm thinking, oh, I can do that. And what did I do? I did it, and I allowed my cousin to push my right leg up to about here, and to show them, because I'm I think at the time I was maybe 29, 28, because I wanted to show and to myself that I could still do this. The answer is no, and the next day I was in pain with my back. So that is my biggest regret. I wish I'd called for help instead of trying to shimmy down the drain pipe. And the reason I say that is my biggest regret, because it's impacted me fully. Nobody else could take the problem away, so I had to go through all that. I mean, was it about a month ago? It is a month ago. Well, a year ago now, because it's 2016. I went to a friend's house in Bromsgrove, and they have their kids playing about on the carpet, and the young girl says to me, "You can't do this." And I look at her and I look at what she's doing, and I'm thinking, I could do that, but I'm choosing not to, because I know if I do that, then I'm just going to have problems. But I do wish that I could go back in time and not do that. So that is my biggest regret. I think for me personally, I try not to see life as a bunch of regrets. Because if I think in my head all the time, I shouldn't have done that, I should have done this, why did I do that for, I'm such an idiot, I try and see it as a learning curve, what not to do next, and that happened in the past, so let's not go down that road again. I try and keep myself upbeat and positive, and I will try and see a good situation out of a bad one. I'm not the sort of person that gets down and depressed for too long. I will get back up again, or I try and at least find solutions and problems. I in the video on YouTube kind of about Poor Me, and I find if I can't think of a solution or an answer to a problem myself, I might ask for external help. So I'll ask, one person I usually ask is my nan, and my nan is really good at giving good, non-judgmental advice. Even my dad. So yeah, it's like I try and at least be happy in what I do. I try and look for the positives, but I also, which is at the same time thinking about life now, I don't walk around with rose tinted glasses on. I do see people for who they are, like I see lots of bad in the world, and so when I see someone who I believe is a good person, I'm more inclined to want to help them, because I or do something that would in turn make them happier, because I like to see people happy. I mean, I can't fix everybody's problems. I don't think nobody can. And sometimes there is no quick fix to the problem. Sometimes they have to go through the problem themselves. And what I've learnt is to try to detach myself away, because I think it was years ago now, there was this friend of mine, and I was about, how old was I at the time, maybe 18, and she got pregnant, and she couldn't tell her mum or her dad. So I'm thinking, well, I'd love to help her, so I thought I'd get as much information as I could. And on a visit to the doctors, because I had a checkup, I think, at the time, I tried to get as much information as I could about being pregnant. Me being me at the time, I tried to do it discreetly and a bit privately, and to cut a long story short is, I managed to somehow convince the staff that I was pregnant and that I needed help and that I couldn't talk to my mum or my sister, and it backfired on me. So I actually watched this video on YouTube with Julie Hankson, and she actually said that you create more problems when you take on other people's problems, and that has been an issue for me in the past. I mean, I think that the least I can do now is sympathise, empathise, and actually admit that what they are going through sounds really rough, and I can't take their pain away. I mean, I can't any of that, and sometimes it does get me down, especially when it's like a close friend and I want to be involved and I want to help them. I think, especially in the past, when a friend of mine was upset by this other friend of mine, I would, I think I would have a go at this other friend of mine because I would try and stick up for her because I get so emotionally involved and into it. And I think usually as a woman, over time you have to learn to detach, which is a long task to be able to do that. So I think as long as they know that you are there and as long as they know that they can come and talk to you, then that's as much as you can do. So, and with me and my problems, that's a bit different. Usually, not that often, I will talk to someone. Usually, I will talk to someone before I do something stupid, and that's if I want to be talked out of it. Yeah, that is really bad because if I know in my head I want to do something and something inside of me is actually saying no, I should not, what I need is another person to say yeah, you don't, and this is why, these are the reasons, and I might even say you need to think about this and how would this person react, and if you did this, you'd hurt this person, and that would be the last thing I'd want. So sometimes I must admit I do need someone else to sort of ground me, and a couple of friends in my life can actually do that. There's Carrie, it's my other half, and some friends of mine, because what I call it is they are the angel on my shoulder. So, I mean, I can make, sensible choices as well, but sometimes I think I need, a bit more of a push to know that I'm doing the right thing and to keep on with that. Because I don't want to look back and think I should not have done that. Why did I do that? So I use the friends and family that I know will support me and help me, give me a level head before I go and do something. And it does help in the long run, and I have less things in my head that I wish I hadn't done. Or I see, the thing is, I always try to make it out like all the things that I have done has led me to be the person that I am today, and it has. But sometimes I've gone through things the hard way. I've not listened to people. Because I feel like I need to make my own mind, and I won't let somebody else try and make it up completely. People can have different thoughts, different opinions, but ultimately it is up to me and what I do, and that I know, am I ready to face the consequences of doing such and such? If the answer is no, then I know that then I should not do it. And I know that these are the sorts of people that I need in my life, because I need someone to ground me. Because I remember years ago I had this friend at school, and she encouraged me. She encouraged me to be as badass as possible, and I would lean to her and look to her. I think I tried to look to her for support once or twice, and it wasn't what I needed to hear. I think sometimes it was the correct advice, but not what I wanted to hear, and sometimes I did take it a bit personal. But I just know that I don't want to go through life making mistake after mistake and suffering the consequences all the time. So this is what I do. I lean on the people that I know will give me support and advice